We're live, Miss Hattie.
The memory team meeting tonight. This is the Justice and Memory Project team, and we were put together, assembled together to work on atonements for that, for a community that was erased back in the 60s, and this community was called Lenintown. So with that, this is our 8th meeting. We have been meeting since, I think, September 2019 of last year. So with that, we're going to go ahead and I guess call roll, or I think Charlene's going to be a few minutes late. So who's taking minutes now?
Miss Hattie Sayla will be assisting us with taking minutes.
Okay. Well, right now what we'll do is just go ahead and with the moment of silence, like we normally start off all our meetings, we'll have a moment of silence for the descendants that are deceased from Lenintown. Thank you. I don't think we have anybody on the phone, so we don't have to worry about anybody calling out their names prior to speaking. So we'll move right along onto the brief descriptions of the budget recommendations. I think all of you all had a copy of the budget recommendation from our last meeting, that we didn't get those, and then we have them again today on our agenda today. Are there any questions about these brief descriptions? We had the Walker recognition, the minimum wage increase for ACC employees, we have the Black History Center that we have been that has been on our agenda. So those are the 3 things, the 4 things that we have on our agenda. It's really 3. I had one, I think, twice. So are there any questions or any discussion about those before we vote? Okay. Well, Jen, do you want to go ahead and lead us through the voting for approval?
Sure. So I'd be happy to make a motion that the committee recommend budget proposals as outlined in the agenda. I believe, did you mention the broadband one, Ms. Hattie? Is that
the broadband is the one I missed. Oh,
that's
sorry.
the 4th one.
That's the 4th one, the broadband.
Yeah. So the Walk of Recognition, the History Center, the wage increase, and the broadband, I'd just make a motion that the committee vote to recommend those to the mayor and commission.
I second the motion. Okay.
And Ms. Whitehead, I think you may have seen in Mayor Gertz's email that we have asked for $50,000 for the recognition. So it seemed, at the time, it seemed to have some good support. So I suspect it will stay that way, I hope.
Okay. Well, thank you, Mike, for looking through the budget to ensure we had that money available when we get to, as we continue to work on the Walk of Recognition that Jen is leading.
Okay.
There were some questions about that last meeting about if we had the money available. So thank you, Mike, for finding that money.
Sure, and we'll know for sure. The commission hasn't voted yet, but they'll vote the first Tuesday in June. So
okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, thank you.
Also on the Black History Center, I have asked for some space in the Acosta building. That building is now empty. So I have asked for some space so we can start out there until the center gets to increase, and then we can maybe relocate. But this is where, since the building is empty and it's the space. I'm asking for some space for us to get started. Also, I am having a meeting in the near future, putting a team together, assembling a team together to work on what all is going to be needed for it to become operational.
Okay. And Ms. Whitehead, I should let the group know that I believe we're talking about the Costa building on in June, or second Tuesday in June.
Oh, okay.
So it might, I mean, I don't know that any decision points will be made at that time. I think they're just showing us some concepts about what they're doing. But it'd be helpful for maybe you and Jen and the committee maybe to send an email or a letter to the commission just expressing interest in it.
Okay.
And then maybe also I think it'd be helpful, as Mayor Gertz indicated, you know, what would be the programming or whatever that you would be doing within the building, and that would be, as you and I discussed last week, so that'd be helpful.
Okay.
And this too, I think the Downtown Development Authority has run across some grant monies that I think they've applied for it. I'm not sure, that could be utilized for something like this. So I'll get back with you on that one.
Okay. So when that is crafted together, written up, who should we send it to, Mike?
I'd send it to the mayor and commission and to Blaine.
All the commissioners, the mayor and Blaine. Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Before the 8th.
I would send something before the 8th that, you know, just the kind of idea or the concept, and then you'll have some time after that to kind of fill in the blanks and the details.
Okay.
So Blaine, am I leading her in the right direction, Blaine?
Yes, sir. I think that's good suggestion.
Okay.
Okay. Okay. Well, we'll make sure that happens. Okay. Jen, you want to go ahead and talk about where we are on the walk of recognition? We didn't really vote. We just took those. I think we did a vote to make sure they're approved. Okay. Go ahead.
Before we do that, do we want to have the voting members vote yes or no on the motion to recommend the 4 budget items? Just, I don't think we took the actual tally.
Okay.
So
tally.
So I think the voting members, you can either raise your hand or say yes.
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 Anyone opposed?
Jennifer, could you repeat what exactly we're voting on right now?
Yeah, let me just, any abstentions? I think those are all yeses. Okay. We're voting on a motion to put forth the 4 budget recommendations to the mayor and commission that were on the agenda for tonight. The History Center, the Walk of Recognition, the broadband, and the living wage, to go ahead and have this committee recommend those as budgetary items. And that was unanimous. I'm not sure who. I think we have 1, 2. Commissioner Hamby and Commissioner Parker, are y'all voting members?
I believe so.
Yes.
It's unanimous. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I think we've got at least 5 yeses. No, 1, 2, 3. Yeah, if I'm counting right, 5. 5, 0, 0.
Okay. Charlene, did you want to vote or?
Yeah, Charlene, are you a voting member? If so,
Yes,
you're.
Yeah, and I vote yes.
Okay, and Sayla, anyone else a voting member? So that makes it 6, Charlene. Okay, so 6, 0, 0.
Okay.
Thank you. Go ahead. Sorry, Ms. Addie.
I just want to thank everybody for your patience and understanding what we wanted to do. But now that we got these 4 items voted on, we can move forward with at least 2 of them: the Walk of Recognition, the History Center, and then we're going to be working on broadening the broadband. Okay. Okay. Now, Jen, go ahead.
Great. Yes, so an update on the Walk of Recognition. At our last meeting, we had Dr. Lynn Saunders-Bussell come and generally describe and present the kind of community public art project that she can do to create a mosaic. She's done this before and has an application for the Walk of Recognition. And we talked about that. We didn't get to see photos, but I think those have been emailed around that create a community generated mosaic of ceramic pieces, pieces of mirror that are created through these workshops with artists, but also members of our community. And then it actually gets put into a mosaic that has an image on it itself. So it's got multiple steps and multiple layers of work in it. And Lynn and I had the general idea. We got some feedback and general support from this group, which was exciting. So we have formalized our approach, which involves her and I being project leaders with a third person that we will identify very soon in terms of helping us lead the project. We're going to involve, believe it or not, 5 classes from UGA. This is really, really exciting. So we have 2 freshman freshman type classes, and then 3 other classes at different levels, most of which are taught by Dr. Saunders Bustles, one of which is taught by myself. We have a very specific plan about how they can be integrated in the steps, from learning about the history of the site to generating the workshops that generate the artistic pieces, and then installing the actual mosaic with the community. So it's really, really exciting. Both Lynn and I, and we've worked very closely with Ms. Hattie, we feel like we have a project sort of framework and approach, but also timeline that's thoughtful. It integrates students, it integrates the community to create this final mosaic in about a little over a year's time. The one thing we did outline was the need for a project manager. We want this to be a paid position of a dedicated staff member that can oversee the day-to-day details of doing something like this. So gathering materials, moving materials, scheduling workshops, conducting workshops, whereas myself and Lynn and others will be more at the broader management level. We need somebody to help us with those kind of tasks. So we will recommend or ask for a project manager position, a paid position. And I think those are the main details that we were not able to share with you last time. We're really excited. Like I said, Ms. Hattie's looked at everything very closely, and if you want to add anything, you can. And both Lynn and I will be integrating this into our classes, into a lot of our work in the coming year, and we're really, really excited to work together and to work with the community and this group, this team.
The other thing I wanted to add is that since there will be probably some of the elementary school kids coming over, working on the mosaic and putting pieces in, and families coming over doing that, the only concern I had was safety because of the tight location of the area, the space. So I was telling Jen that I'm going to have to go over and ask for parking. Some of these businesses close by ask for parking, and if we have to have a drop off and somebody can drop the kids off, the school kids off, and come circle back, we have to have a place for that. But I'm sure that Ebenezer West would allow us to do that, do a drop off. He has volunteered to let us use their parking space whenever we need to, or when we need a facility. He has volunteered. Reverend Bloodsaw has volunteered to allow us to do that, because a bus is not going to be able to park down there on Finley. Yeah. So they will drop the kids, go to Ebenezer, and then just come back when they need to come back. So that's the only concern I have, because it's a lot of activity. Any
questions?
And she gave you the timeline that it's going to be a year-long project, right?
What'd you say, Miss Hattie? It cut out a little. What?
This is going to be a year-long project.
Yes, so we'll involve 3 courses in the fall that will do like conception, research site visits, start working on the workshops, and then in spring we'll move a bit more to the actual construction. Spring of 2022, we'll move into the actual construction of the pieces and thinking about how that turns into the mosaic. And then I think probably summer, we're looking at summer 2022. If all goes well, that's when an installation could happen after all those other components have been completed. So about a year, a little longer maybe, but about a year.
I have a question.
Yeah.
So with this timeline, how soon do y'all think, I guess, the paid project manager would be kind of getting involved into things?
We would like to start working on that as soon as possible. Both Lynn and I have set aside time for that specific purpose to identify that project manager. And then obviously we're crafting part of the content and pedagogy of our classes around it as well. So yeah, the sooner the better. And we'd really like, to get that person identified and up to speed with what we're doing and all those kinds of things. That'd be great. And we're imagining it being something like a 5-hour-a-week job for the duration of the project, where the person understands that some weeks there might be 10 hours of work and others there might be less, 2 or 3, but that it averages out to 5 hours a week, obviously paying a living wage to that person. And we really want somebody who's embedded in the community, enthusiastic about the project, knowledgeable. So we would seek out those applicants as soon as possible.
Any other questions? I think it's going to be beautiful once we get it, everything done, and the other 4 spaces that you put up talking about the community. It's going to be an awesome, awesome display of what the community was like when it was there.
Yep.
Or it's
I agree.
erased. And hopefully we'll have a celebration of some kind afterwards.
Yes.
Yeah, this will be the first time we have recognized a Black community, period, with this type of walk of recognition. So it will be a first. It won't be the last, but it will be a first.
So I could make a motion just that this committee sort of, and again, I have a document here. I'm not sure that it got circulated with the agenda. I don't think it's necessary. It's really much more of a agreement between Lynn and I in terms of the functioning, but I'm happy to share that if necessary. So I guess we didn't, we're making these votes, but I would make a motion that this committee sort of accept the Lennontown Mosaic Project led by Lynn Saunders Bussell, myself, and a third project leader, and sort of give us the green light to move forward and start working with our classes. So that's a very poorly worded motion. How about a motion to accept the project design for the Lennontown Mosaic Project?
You want a
Any
motion?
seconds? I'm making a motion to accept it. Does anyone want to second that?
I second it.
Great. All those in favor, raise your hand or say aye.
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 Anyone opposed? Abstentions? Okay. Thank you all. We're really excited about this, and I think it's going to be a really great process and a really fantastic outcome.
Okay.
Was that an aye from Commissioner Hamby?
Yes, I'm sorry.
Okay, thank you. I just can't see you, so thank you.
Yep. Yeah, we're quick here. Yeah, that's good. Thank you.
The quilt making class at UGA, I have told her that we have been in communications, and she wanted to start the quilt making sessions in June. But I told her that I thought that we needed to know, the Justice and Memory team needed to know where she was talking about making this quilt, what she needed. If she wanted us to participate, then we need to know where to come, how long we need to be there, or do we need to be able to pick up the items and bring it back? Because I don't know what everybody's schedule is. So I couldn't commit to working on this quilt, the times, because she didn't give me any times. But they want to make this big quilt, and they want to, with even pictures, they want to transfer pictures on them, and they wanted it to be displayed on campus and then move it from different parts of the campus. So that is going to be going on, and they want to have this done, the full quilt done by August of this year. So along with that, they want to make training cards and put the training cards in the dorms so students will understand about Lennontown. So she hasn't gotten back with me. I don't know the support schedule. I had Crystal and I was trying to figure that out, but I could sort of speak to the member schedule, but not the support. So I just want y'all to know that this is something that's going to be happening in June. If I have to come back, contact you all individually, then I'll do that. Is that okay? About this quilt. Okay. The next thing I want to talk to you all about is Crystal and I wanted to have some Wellback meetings with the community to then inform them about the Justice and Memory Team Committee and what we are working on and what we are doing, because the community at large do not know about the Justice and Memory Team. And we couldn't do that last time because we hadn't voted on these descriptions that we talking about. But now that we have voted on them and we are working on them, and we have we know where the spaces I think is going to be for the Black History Center, we can start having these meetings. So this is just an informing everybody of what she and I are going to be doing to inform the public. That's all I have. Do y'all have anything else? Anybody? Any questions about anything that we discussed? Well, thank you for attending. Meetings adjourned. Thank you.
Bye, everybody. Thank you.
Bye.
Thank you.
Stay
Bye.
safe.
Okay. Bye-bye.